Welcome to WKRP Montrose, a radio station masquerading as a podcast about Montrose, Colorado, and the Western Slope.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of WKRP. We're going to jump to our guest here really quickly, but Rob.
Now what?
So since this will be the second or third time that the intro is in,
Right.
You got some feedback already.
Yeah. Elise
Yeah.
sent me a text message.
And?
She said, woohoo.
Well, that sounds good to me, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Woohoo is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Woohoo the jingle. That's what she said.
That's a vote for me, ladies and gentlemen, because Rob, as you will find out, or as you have already found out, Rob claims that because he had nothing to do with it, he can't endorse it. Is that how that went?
Something like that. It's not for me to say. We'll let other people have their say.
Is that genuinely the way that you go about life? Is just like, if you didn't create it, you don't endorse it?
No, really.
Does Run Club get that kind of attitude from you?
Hey, I'm one of the founders of the Montrose.
I knew it.
Montrose Surf and Cycle. Me, Hollis, and Evan.
That's
the OGs.
Right. You know what? By the way, let me since that was on visual, this was not for Hollis and Evan.
Yeah,
Evan,
it was.
Hollis and Evan, thank you so much for creating
Hollis,
the Run Club.
Yeah.
Great.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Hollis will never come on here to have his say anyway, to refute anything. I can say what I like because he's scared.
Hollis. We had this conversation at FunFest. I'm a man of my word. I need to book my time with you to learn how to river surf.
Oof, I want to see that.
I'm not really sure how you're going to get 280 pound, 6'5", 280 pound feet of me up on a wave, but I trust you. But that also means you have to come on the show. All right, listen, we've made her wait long enough. Jill.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you for coming on WKRP.
Can
excited.
The shot doesn't show your shoes. Can you lift one of your feet?
Yeah.
That's
Just-
that's the
yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
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 Bam.
And I just ran out of the laces that were lit up. Just went out, so I've got new ones on order because I was going through a pair of these every 6 weeks. I'm like, okay, this is getting ridiculous, but I gotta think about my back and how comfortable they are. So I upgraded to different shoes, and I got light up laces because the shoes lit up on the bottom. They had LED lights, super cool. So now I had to get laces.
I was just going to say, for those who don't know who you are, explain why you go through a pair of shoes every 6 weeks.
So I am Jill Downs with Elite Dog Walking, the professional dog walker here in the Montrose area. So I knew that everybody around here walks dogs, not that they do it for a living like I do, but I thought I need to stand out. I need to be that person on the street that people are like, what is she all about? I had to be bold. I had to be, somebody that stood out. So that's when I started thinking about my marketing and what I was going to look like. So I got the light up hat. Yeah. I got the light up shoes. Everything is black and yellow. And so that definitely makes me stand out.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Oh yeah. I use that on my stories a lot. I'll find a yellow Jeep or a car and I'll take a picture in front of it with the dogs. And then I'll put it on my stories and black and yellow, black and yellow.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't know what that means though, do you? Do you know what that means?
Well, I don't know what it means. It's a song.
Right.
But
it's talking about the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh,
black and yellow, black and yellow, black and... Yeah.
We hate the Steelers.
You're a Steelers
on this
fan.
Show.
I am not.
Yeah, well, you are now.
No. WKRP
I don't want to tell you that I'm from Minnesota. So
No.
Oh.
I already had some.
This is a Denver Broncos show.
This is not
We
a Denver
support
Broncos
the Denver
show.
Broncos. We're in Colorado, buddy.
Yeah.
So, and?
Denver Broncos.
Well, Kevin McHugh is a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Exactly. And look, we took the mick out of him, and he deserved it too. Steelers. I hate the Steelers.
So wait, did the Packers just beat them the other night?
The Broncos, did they?
Don't care.
They
really.
were ahead in the first quarter. I was watching, and then I just kind of tuned them out because I'm not really for the Packers either. But I saw they were ahead of the Broncos. I'm like, oh my.
The first quarter. How
It's
long is
preseason.
that? Like an hour?
It's preseason.
These games are far too long.
How long are soccer? How long are
boring.
football games?
Yeah.
So boring. 90 minutes.
That's more than an hour. Did you say that intentionally
It's
in
the
minutes
whole
to try to make it
game.
sound like it wasn't
Yeah.
as long?
No, it's a 90-minute game. No, anyway.
Yeah.
If we have to endorse a team, it's the Denver Broncos. But
No.
as a sport, it's kind of rubbish.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
So
Okay.
when this first began, though, did you find people were crossing the street to avoid you, or because they thought that's not?
Were you? I'm going to be mean about it because he's trying to be polite for the first time in his life. Were you the crazy lady walking the dogs?
I kind of was, yeah. Oh my gosh, what is she all about? But now it's just kind of cool. So I had a story the other day. I was out. I'm also part of Rotary, and we were helping a lady with her weeds and things out in the front yard. And I was, of course, dressed like this because I was between dog walks. And a friend of mine lived across the street, and her 8 or 9 year old son said, "Hey, there's Jill the dog walker, the gal with the yellow shoes." And she's like, "What? How do you know that?" And she's like, "Yeah, I've seen her. She's the gal with the gold shoes." So I'm like, even an 8-year-old knows that that's who I am. So I guess it's working. So
well, it's definitely working. It's definitely working.
Yeah,
because I see you everywhere.
Do you? Well, that's a good thing.
And
in your peripheral vision.
Yes.
Yeah,
you
can't
hard
miss
to
me,
avoid.
right? There's not many people walking around with a yellow cowboy hat on. And I go in the grocery store, I go to Walmart, I go everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is this jacket I wear, I have advertising on the back, and so that's kind of cool too. Is they pay me to advertise, so I literally wear this everywhere.
Who pays you to advertise?
The folks on my back.
I didn't see the folks on your back.
I've got daycare. I've got Ashes to Ashes. I've got
Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah,
That's
the pet crematory.
Yes, they're great people. By the way,
so great people. Yeah, So
you didn't see the ads on the back.
I didn't see the ads.
trainers
We should do that with
daycare and
We should do that with you.
We should put ads on my back.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a big billboard.
Does anybody?
You're right.
Anybody out there want to put a large ad on his large back?
I mean,
so in the wintertime, I had to think about, I had my jacket. So then people are like, well, what are you going to do in the summer? So then I had to get the sweater, but I Velcroed them. So I sewed just patches so I could then remove them and put them on.
Right.
So it's year round.
So if somebody misses a payment, you yoink that ad right off.
Exactly. If they don't want to do anymore, I'm like, well, I'll just take you off. So so far everybody's been, I started it back. I think I did the patches back in February, and it's been because I wanted to. So the whole idea is I'm an entrepreneur by spirit.
Yeah.
And I wanted to build a fence on my property, because I have another thing that I also rent out called Sniff Spot.
You're jumping ahead of me on the show here.
So sorry, but
Jill, relax.
That's why I created the patches. So I had to kind of backpedal there, but that's why I did that. So that
all right, we're going to come back to Sniff Spot.
Okay.
That's hijacking the show, Rob.
I was going to say, I don't want to tell you what I think Sniff Spots.
It's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is.
It better
I have
not
to
be
think
what I
about
think
my
it
words,
is.
like come to my Sniff Spot. That sounds pretty sketchy, right?
Bring
She just said it.
$1 bills with you.
No. Okay, listen.
Yeah, okay.
So you mentioned you're from Minnesota. I was going to bring that up.
Yes.
You were formerly a top sales rep in a children's educational toy company. Is that correct?
Yes, I was for 12 years. I was in Discovery Toys. I did that. Mm-hmm.
So take us on a journey.
Okay.
Bring us from Minnesota.
From that time. Okay.
And
because I wore lots of hats.
That aspect of work to where you're at today here in Montrose,
Yeah.
Colorado.
Okay. So I got a teaching degree. So I do have a teaching education. Was a kindergarten teacher to start. And then wanted to stay home with my children. So I found Discovery Toys. It's like a Tupperware type thing for toys. So I was a director and did that for 12 years while raising my kids. But then it was like, kids get into sports and activities. I wanted to be that mom that was there for all those things. So then decided to sell seafood. So kind of a strange new venture. Yeah. So now I'm selling seafood to, mom and pop stores, the white tablecloth restaurants, and learning that whole venue. So that allowed me to stay home and not, be gone in the evenings. Well, then I was traveling and just all over the place. I'm like, I need to get back home because I was kind of spoiled for 12 years working from home. So then I started working for a publishing company in sales and did that for 9 years. And I was doing that, but it just allowed me to just kind of work wherever. And then I kind of just had a life change of I need to leave a relationship. I was engaged to get married. Thought, okay, I'm just starting over. I'm taking a leap of faith. I've always wanted to go out west. And so I came to Colorado. Never even had visited Colorado, but I came to the Springs first, Colorado Springs. Okay. Literally in 3 weeks, I sold my house, put things in storage, and my 3 kids just moved me out here. I was like, I don't know what I just picked Colorado Springs. Honestly, it was like, well, it has the Garden of the Gods. Like, I didn't even know what that was. you know? So here I am in this small little apartment, and I was there for a year. I was still working with the publishing company. And I knew I wanted to do something with dogs, but I didn't know when. I was planning to do like a boarding daycare facility. So I just continued traveling around the state, figuring out where do I want to land and have this as a long-term, job. And found the Western Slope was where I kind of kept coming back to. I was hiking out here quite a bit. So I found my property. So I bought a 10-acre property, planning to have this doggy daycare facility. I moved here, and in 90 days, I lost that corporate publishing job.
No.
Yeah. Oh no. It was a huge, oh no. I'm like, what do I do? I just moved here. So now I don't know anybody here, and I don't have a job. I had 8-week severance package. So I just took the balls and said, let's just start dog walking. It's like low overhead. And I just started it on my own, just kind of as my own company. And so that was a year ago, January. 2 people gave me a chance in January, said, okay, I'll give you a chance to walk my dogs. And now I'm about 60 customers. And I've got 11 that I use for overnight daycare. So I do that, but just one at a time. So I'm not like a facility. I'm not set up that way. So, so I've just been dog walking. And then, of course, I'm always thinking of multiple streams of income. And that's where it's then kind of evolved into the other things that I've been doing along with the dog walking.
Yeah, so don't jump ahead of me.
I won't. I knew I do it a pause there. You see that?
So, okay, we mentioned the shoes. We mentioned the outfit. One of the things that I wanted to ask, new shoes every
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
What does that translate to in steps walked in a month or a year? Have you looked into that?
I started January of last year.
Yeah.
And in August, I hit 1 million steps, and I celebrated and had this big, woohoo, I did a, million steps. I don't honestly track it but I kind of was figuring out how many steps. So
well, you got the watch on, right?
Yeah. I just sometimes just don't pay it. I mean, it's probably about 20,000 a day is kind of roughly. Yeah.
Rob, do you do 20,000 steps a day? I mean, you do Run Club. I don't even think you do 20,000 steps in Run Club in a year, do you?
I don't know.
But no
He's
comment?
Like, I don't want to comment.
I don't track it, but I can look it up.
It varies too, because I mean, one week I could have, 11, 12 walks a day, and then other days it's like 2. So it's really like, it just depends. I have such a varied schedule, but it's definitely a lot. So I was going through, I mean, they were costume shoes too. They weren't meant to like be out on the streets, and they had like kind of a rubber plastic bottom. So so I'm like, I need to upgrade and get something a little bit, that I'm not going to wear through.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I got light up shoes for an event recently that was out at the amphitheater. Those shoes come from a certain part of the world, and they don't make me's in apparently that part of the world. Like they don't make 6'5", 280-pound people with size 14 shoes. They're not very comfortable when you have to do costume things to walk around.
They weren't great. I had inserts that I put into for the.
That would have been smart. I should have done inserts.
But see, the thing is, the mechanism in the bottom is where like it kept wearing out in my heel because I would light them up and then turn them off. But I wore them to like events like at the after hours chamber event, and I didn't always turn them on when I was dog walking because during the day you can't see them. Right. But at night, I mean, when I had night walks,
it's a safety thing too. Right?
For sure.
It's great.
Yeah. Oh, I have light up collars and leashes, and I do the whole thing. Like when you should see me at Christmas.
It's like a disco.
At Christmas, I had this like apron on. My hat was lit up. My leashes, because it gets darker in the wintertime, like 4 o'clock or so. And so it was pretty fun. And people definitely saw me coming down the road.
Are you? If you had to choose, are you a morning walker or an evening walker?
So it depends on the weather, and right now it's morning. Like get up early before the heat gets going. Like I'm starting at 6:37 and trying to get walks in by noon. So that's important just for the dogs and myself. But but
just by choice. Like if you had to, like if you weren't doing it as a business, are you a morning or
definitely evening?
Evening,
I hate mornings.
Me too.
I don't set my alarm to get up, but if I have to get up, it's like I'm definitely not a morning.
No.
I like the night.
I like to get up in the morning. Well, the only time I do it, voluntarily is when I'm getting on a plane to go somewhere.
You don't like getting up early. Anytime we have something early, you're not an early person.
I hate it.
As a matter of fact, I can feel the resentment in your voice, even though you don't. He doesn't answer the phone. He doesn't take phone calls.
No.
Well, who does anymore?
Exactly. Who calls people?
I do. Even it seems like it's like you get a quicker answer if you text but
well, you don't get an answer if you call. So you get an answer if you text. So it's
And I
definitely
think it's
quicker.
because people are busy and they're involved and they got a million things going on and they'll be in a conversation. They'll text you,
Yeah.
but they won't answer the phone. Because
It's also,
they can't-
for me, I could be sat there doing literally nothing and I will just watch it ring.
Really?
I'm not answering it.
Right, yeah,
I don't want to
he's-
talk to you.
Well, and sometimes it's like a
He's
phone
mean like
conversation,
that.
you could get it handled in 5 minutes versus 15, 20 minutes, and you're still texting back and forth. So sometimes I like for
Well,
quickness,
it depends
you know.
who it is. Sometimes if you have a real talker on your hands, they don't get to the point.
Like my mom.
A text
What are,
message.
what are you trying to say, Rob?
I'm trying to say him especially. There's this circular thing where just tell me what you want. A text message. I'm telling you, a phone call. He's talking about like half an hour ago
Yeah.
about
yeah,
this podcast.
Yeah.
He called me twice
Didn't
and
answer.
I didn't answer either time.
Yeah.
We're on for 2:15. Can you make it back? Done. Yes, I'll be there. That was over in 20 seconds. That would have been a
There you go.
5-minute phone call.
yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
That's
I'm
true.
teaching him to not call me. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you said sometimes you'll do 11 walks in a day.
Yeah.
How many
That's-
dogs at a time can you or do you take? Because I love the idea in my head
4.
of you having like 12 dogs. That seems hilarious to me.
I did a photo shoot and I had 16 dogs. That was pretty cool.
Okay.
We had to lay that all out I had to have dogs that played nice in the sandbox
Yeah,
together because
right.
that would have been a little chaotic. But usually 4, but I mean, I'll do 25 dogs in a day, so
Yeah.
it's just varied, but 4 at
Yeah.
a time is kind of my max.
How do you hold 16 leashes?
It was crazy.
At
It
one
was
time.
crazy. Like I had them all the parents lined up behind me
Okay.
with their dog leashes.
Got
and
it.
I was standing in front because the photographer was out front.
Okay.
And then I had them all numbered because I'm very organized that way that I'm like, okay, we got to do this systematically. And then I called out the numbers and they brought their dogs to me. So then they kind of walked from my back and then I grabbed the leashes and then they came and I just kind of grabbed the leashes as people came behind and had the parents then go around. So then their dogs would be looking at them and the photographer was there. And then it's this motion that I went forward and then she's like, wait, can you back up again? I'm like, are you kidding me? We did actually.
Did you really?
I backed up a little bit and then we went again and it's really some cool shots. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
on my website.
They are on your website?
Yeah, on the elitedogwalkingco.com.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of a cool image that was on your websites, I believe it was on your Facebook page.
Probably, yeah.
I'm scrolling through there. Well, that brings me to a couple different things, but I'm scrolling through and all of a sudden I see you guys have to go check this out. I was going to pull it up on the feed. Rob gets real nervous when I try to do technical things like I'm going to do in a minute, and worries about whether or not it's going to work. But anyway, if you go and check out
I think it was
Elite
just
Dog
my-
Walking, or no, it's just
I
on
bet
your
it was
personal.
on my Jill Downs page.
Okay, so
yeah.
Jill Downs, which means it's a public profile because I
Yep.
don't think we're friends on Facebook yet. But there's a dog wearing a really cute pink crocheted outfit, and I couldn't tell right away whether or not it was a picture you shared or something that you shared on your profile.
I think I just
That's what I
saw it.
thought.
I'm all about, like, if I see something with dogs. Like the other day, so that one is pretty funny, but there's another one that I was going to post. This lady is sitting at the table, and she's probably in her 80s, and she's got a table, and it's all full of dogs, and it says, this will be me someday. And truly it will be. Me with nobody else but just
Just
dogs.
the dogs. Just you're going to have that famous photo of the dogs playing poker or the dogs eating dinner,
Right,
but it's
right.
just insert
It's just
you in
me.
one of the seats.
Yeah.
I love it. So that brings me up to another cool thing. We still haven't talked about Sniff Spot. We will.
Come on. Yeah,
We're going to make Rob wait.
I want to hear about that for
Yeah.
sure.
Talk to me about Yappy Hour.
So Yappy Hour. Last year I was trying to think
Wait,
of
hold
things.
on.
Yeah.
You laughed. Why did you laugh?
It's funny.
Have you
Okay.
heard of it?
I mean, it's just a funny name.
He just likes the
Yeah.
he likes the Yappy Hour.
Yeah. So last year in October, I believe it was October, maybe September, I just wanted to do something outside the box. I'm thinking, how else can I use my dog walking in the community? And I'm all about really wanting to bring things for the community to do with their dogs because everyone's got dogs around here. And so I partnered with Horsefly with Phil and wanted to just say for your customers that are coming here, because it's a dog-friendly restaurant, they can come, sip, chit-chat, have a cocktail or appetizer, and then I'll take their dog for a 20-minute dog walk for $10.
was brilliant.
And then Storm King, I did it with them as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
last year. And now this year I'm doing it. Tonight I'll be at Horsefly again every Tuesday night. And then Wednesday is at Shelter Distilling. And then Thursday, there's a new brewery that opened up called Floating Lotus. And
In Ridgeway?
They're in Ridgeway on Thursday nights. And so last week was my first night there, and it's kind of been a hit. So it's cool. People are like, this is so cool. So yeah, for 20 bucks or 20-minute dog walk for $10.
But you also have you have some accoutrement that comes with you because you don't do anything just like, without some style. So did I see like you have like an Instagrammable frame to like get your photo taken?
Yep, it's got little paw prints around it. So then usually the dogs or the, fur parents are in the frame, and it's got the hashtag Yappy Hour so they can, and I've got then the bar logos on it and stuff. So that's kind of fun.
So do we want to make enemies of our listeners right now? Because I want to bring up I want to bring up fur babies.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing.
I feel like no. I feel like as somebody who has children,
right?
Children are children. Your pets are your pets. I know they can feel like your children, but is a fur baby really a thing?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because
my wife would say yes.
At the risk of insulting some of our listeners, dogs and cats are better than kids.
What?
By a mile.
Okay.
They don't cost as much.
How many? I forgot. How many children do you have?
None. And
Okay,
that's the point.
Wait, when you bring up costs, you would believe what people spend on their pets.
That's the point.
People spend way more on their children.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And on their dogs.
Kids cost a lot more.
Okay.
They resent you when they grow up.
I resent bringing up this convo.
Yeah, no. Pets over kids every time.
You ever step in something and wish you hadn't? That was the moment right there. Guys, don't forget we have a competition going on. 970-316-3162. We're looking for a weather person, amongst other things.
I've forgotten about this.
We got an entry. And so I'm going to see if I can play it real quick for you.
This is somebody
I thought it was
auditioning to be our weather person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's not going to go well.
Audition. Okay.
How do you know it's not going to go well?
I'm absolutely certain it's not going to go well.
I don't think I appreciate your
No, it's just going to be terrible.
Whoops, that's not it. That's not it.
We want more entries. If you think that you can do what they do.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's me, Sunny Ray. That's Ray with an E. I am so very excited that you're looking for a weather person because I am your girl. Rob, you're going to love my weekly forecast. I know it. Okay, so here we go. My trusty weather app says, here's the weekly forecast for Montrose. Monday, high of 64 with lots of sunshine. And Tuesday, partly cloudy, high of 64. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 64. Thursday, partly cloudy, high of 62. And Friday, showers and a high of 60. Oh, I hope you love my audition, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
I hate it.
I hope you love my audition, and what do you think?
Firstly, what is 62?
60. Well,
I don't do the stupid Fahrenheit system.
Oh, that's right.
I just Googled it. It's 17 Celsius.
Yeah.
So obviously that's wrong.
It was cooler last week.
Not that cool, though.
No.
Wasn't?
No.
A high of 17 Celsius or 64.
Well, it might not have been.
Can we fire somebody
before
based
they
on
even
an
get started?
audition? Can we do that?
No, you got to get okay. First and foremost, we've talked about this, whether people don't always get it right.
That's seldom.
And she was using a weather app. So, I mean,
there's something up.
I liked her voice.
Let's get somebody else to audition too. I want more people to audition. Please, somebody.
Sonny, I think you should call back and try again. I think that's what Rob's trying to say. I think we need another. We need more to go on. Is
Must
what I'm
try
saying.
harder.
Okay, 970-316-3162. If you want to compete with Sonny, and Sonny, if you want to try again, because Rob's in his grumpy.
And is that your
mood.
real name?
Sonny Ray. That's a great name.
It's a terrible name.
You're mean.
Especially as a weather person.
You're mean.
That's her stage name.
Okay. So we talk no more. No, now I'm gonna make him wait just a little bit longer. Okay. What makes a perfect pupsicle?
what makes a perfect, a good treat, I guess.
So do you got to put a treat in the ice?
So hang on a minute. Do you make them
just
for your
taking
dogs?
a treat and putting it in an ice tray with water, so it's pretty inexpensive, and then you just got the treat, and then just go all day long to try to get that little treat. Yeah.
So do you make them for your dogs
Mm-hmm.
on dog? Well, I mean, little context there, Dennis.
No, I don't have to. I don't.
Okay.
These are not your rules; they're my rules. I just wanted to ask the question.
I just care about the listener.
No, we've already determined that you don't. So that's you guys can critique me, criticize me, critique.
Sometimes it's painful, honestly,
Is it?
to have to listen to you.
Okay, we've made him wait long enough. Tell us about Sniff Spot.
So it was actually an app developed by a gentleman out in Seattle, Washington. And when I heard about it, I thought, what, are you kidding me? Like, people rent your place to basically have your dogs just take a crap in your yard? That's what I was thinking initially. And so when I decided to just put my address on the map and be part of the app, it wasn't a great hit. I think initially because I'm the only one in town and nobody knew what it was. It's basically a private dog park, like an Airbnb, where they go onto the app and they just rent it, and they can take the space for just them and their dog for an hour or 30 minutes if they want. And so then I thought, well, my property is 10 acres and it's fenced, but so then I decided to just add some more fun things. So now it's got an agility, like equipment and tunnels and tires and sunshade, hammock just to chill. So if you want to just even grab a glass of wine or a book, and then your dog can just have a great time while you sit and chill and relax. It's all enclosed and fenced off. So yeah, it's just a great way, especially if you have a reactive dog. I think parents that have that, they're just like, I can't go anywhere with my dog because I can't go to the dog park. I can't go take a walk because they're just, triggered by everything. Whereas this is a safe place for them to come and just chill, and their dog can play till their heart's content. There's no distraction of people or dogs. It's guaranteed to just be them and their dog. So it's kind of a cool thing. And you can have dog parties if they want to have all their friends that they, together. They can book a party if they want.
Do you know Tim Hines? Do you know Adrenaline Vans? I feel like that would be a really let
him run free.
Oh, well, yeah. We
could take him there, let him run around with his mullet waving in the air.
Well, possibly. I was just thinking all the van life people that come through our community, that them knowing about that would probably be a huge
there's a spot on like Welcome to Montrose or Visit Montrose where they plan like a dog day. So there's a lot of things listed on there, and I just talked to them about putting kind of the information up so people know when they come to town that they can, in a lot of the dog friendly hotels or Airbnbs that are around, so that they are aware of it. It's just a marketing, because like there's nobody. It's almost like it'd be better if there was more around, but it's just a new concept. But there's more over on the Front Range, but it's all over the United States. So if you're a dog parent and you have this app and you're traveling and you want to just have a potty break, instead of go to a gas station that's on a busy corner, they can just look up and say, hey, is there a sniff spot in town?
That's
and
great.
And some have swimming pools, so they can swim. They can like take hikes. They can have a small, tiny little backyard. So it's all the gamut of it's
all the things.
Yeah.
All the things.
Yeah.
So you guys let me know in the comments when this comes out.
What did you think Sniff Spot meant?
No. I knew what it was, and I may or may not have registered Rob's address on Sniff Spot.
Oh no!
So
they're gonna book there.
Let's just see how. I was over here typing and doing things earlier, and Rob was trying to ask me distracting questions. Now he knows what I was up to. So I'm just saying.
So there's money to be made by having dogs at your place. That sounds like a great deal.
Yeah.
So that backfired on you, didn't it?
No, it didn't, because you don't like dogs.
I do like dogs.
He doesn't like dogs. What kind of cat do you have?
Well, it's not a dog,
right? It's a cat.
But that doesn't mean you're a muppet.
He loves.
That's his.
I don't want to spread bad rumors. Rob loves dogs, and he's super kind to every animal, including I've seen him save a fly in a brewery.
Oh my gosh!
Of all places. Whoa.
Hey, that fly was trying to drink my beer. I was just making sure.
You were taking care of him.
Yeah. Why would you kill a fly?
I can't say that I'm not guilty.
You are very guilty of that.
Well, I said that I can't say that I'm not guilty.
You can say it.
Why would I incriminate myself?
Murdering innocent flies.
All right, Jill. So we like to have some aspect of Montrose in this. We've talked about how you got here. you have an amazing business that services the community. Thank you for that. What, in your opinion, from a dog's point of view, what's missing in Montrose?
From a dog's point of view. Do you interview your dogs about what they think might be missing from town?
She just said she would. She said an image of her sitting at the table with the dogs. They got to be talking to them.
Well, they're definitely. I mean, there's a lack of boarding here. Like, I mean, you know, there needs to be.
That's not from the dog's perspective. They don't care.
Not, you're right. Yeah.
I'm not criticizing you. It was a stupid question. What do you think is missing from this community for dogs?
Definitely more boarding, you know, safe boarding places that they can go.
Yeah.
Because let's just agree that, you know, the whole dog community and things, it's become more humanized. You know, people are sending their dogs to daycare, which that never used to be a thing. No. And now people have Zoom and they're working from home and they need a place for their dog to go. They're traveling and, you know, it's just, I think having more places because people are always looking and then everyone's booked up. And that's why I knew there was a need here when I first kind of inquired, is this a place to come? And they're like, oh my gosh, we need this so much here. But also I think with just our landscape of just having, you know, more, we have a small little dog park in town. And I think that when I came from Colorado Springs, there was like this beautiful 20, 30 acre, you know, with the river running through it that was for dogs that was, because ours is pretty small. And, you know, it's just, I think there needs to be maybe another space for that.
Is there some feedback? Is there some feedback there for the city? Because I think that we've got a great dog park. Unfortunately, I still feel like there's like it could feel bigger if some of the overgrowth was continued to cut back and they made more trails that kind of weave through that gave the dogs a little bit more room. Not to, this is
be
positive
careful.
feedback.
Be careful.
Yeah.
It's positive feedback.
Why don't we have a volunteer day?
That could be something.
WKRP will get people to volunteer and come down and trim those things back.
I know that they do like a doggy pickup poo type thing where they do, you know, at least a couple times people just post and say, hey, let's come down and clean it up. So,
but you know what I'm talking about? Like there's the back corner towards the fence over there that's it's overgrown. And I feel like it would feel bigger as a park and give the dogs a little bit more room to spread out those that are less social if some of that were cut back.
All right. Well, Dennis is going to email whoever's in charge of the parks department.
No, you're the emailer. I don't
Dennis
email.
is going to call.
I make phone calls.
Dennis is going to call and volunteer himself and whoever else wants to come with us at some point.
Rob's going to write the email.
So I also feel like another cool thing that would to have a water park. You know, that would be so cool. So, you know, the other concept I'd love to do, and there's a place down in Florida, and it's called, let's see, what is it called again? But it would be like a place where you can go and have a cocktail or something, and then your dogs can, you know, play in the water park. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to do that as well. But, you know.
There's a great one in Tampa called the Dog Yard.
Dog Yard, okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think
of at the end of the summer, I don't know if they're doing it this year, but the Field House.
Yeah, they do the dog days.
They let the dog days of summer. They let the dogs go in the pool.
Yes, that's coming up. That's a fundraiser for MAPA.
So can I talk about the thing that I hope she'd say that? And can I talk about the thing that I want to talk about or no? Why can I not talk about it?
You asked me. I said no.
Okay, fine.
Mutts and margaritas. That's what it was called.
Mutts and margaritas. That's a good one. All right. So do you prescribe to the idea that people often end up with pets that look like them?
Yes. I
do you?
So don't tell me I look like a pug.
No. I was going to ask you, if Rob were to adopt a pet, what kind of pet should he get?
Don't drag her into your sordid one-upmanship.
Come on, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
No.
Yeah, it was good.
Don't make her say anything like that.
I mean...
You just need a snaggletooth and you'll look like coconut.
I have a snaggletooth.
That's why you look like coconut.
I know. I look just like coconut. If you guys haven't seen my dog, you can see it on my Facebook page. Her name is Coconut. She's deaf.
Coconut's deaf, and Dennis is heading that direction.
Yeah, so she can't listen to any of my dumb jokes, jokes that I have. My daughter's all grown up and out of the house, so I have nobody to talk. I have her to talk to. I tell her all my dad jokes. She loves them.
Yeah. You do look like.
Well, I do look like.
Is she a Shih Tzu?
No, she's a Jack Russell. She's a Jack Russell cattle dog mix.
Oh, that's an interesting.
Unfortunately, I think that her underbite came by me playing too aggressive tug of war with her when she was a puppy.
Okay.
I'm only guessing. I don't know otherwise how she would have gotten that because she it's not a breed that typically, like you said, has an
Yeah, it's
underbite.
kind of an usually like the little Shih Tzus or
And her hair
bulldogs.
her fur is like rough,
Wiry.
like a coconut.
Wiry. She's wiry.
Is that why she's called coconut?
Well, no, okay.
Yeah, where's the name come from?
So she's deaf. We didn't know she was deaf when we got her.
Okay.
Apparently, somebody, again, call in, text in. You can text that number, by the way, 970-316-3162. Apparently, the only place to get an actual hearing test for an animal is at universities.
Okay.
Most veterinary clinics don't have that, other than like the,
Well,
like
you can do
type
that
of
at
stuff.
home.
Right, which you can do at home.
Okay.
So, but we're going back to the name. It started out, we got her during the Summer Olympics of 2016. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Okay. And so we called her Olympia at first. Her name from the shelter was Bandita because she has a little like mask. She has like a brown mask around her eyes.
Yeah.
We didn't like that. So Nicole and Jordan called her Olympia. And I thought, I guess maybe I even Googled this, that multiple syllable names are not good for dogs.
For training, it's good to have a one syllable name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we changed it from Olympia to Kiwi.
Oh my goodness, this poor thing.
Well, because we didn't know she was deaf.
I was going to say, the best part is Coconut doesn't even know her name.
She has no idea.
She doesn't know she's had 4 names.
Yeah. So then I forgot how we got Coconut, but I think somebody mentioned it to us.
Well, you
when
went
she
back
was
to
grown
multiple
out.
syllables now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so, but she looks like a fuzzy coconut.
Yeah.
Because she's got brown spots and she's got wiry hair.
And of course, she doesn't read lips, so you can call her whatever you like.
Yeah. She does hand signals.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's good with that. She does well.
So
my
dog, Millie Mae, that's my golden doodle. She had puppies, and I kept one, and her name is Trinity because she's a tricolor. So that actually made sense. Yeah.
I feel like Jill just took a stab at me for like, hey, my dog's name made sense. Yours was
She definitely
ridiculous.
did.
Yeah, that's okay. She didn't want to tell you what breed you look like, but she was okay taking a shot at me.
I think that's fair enough.
That just is the theme of the show pretty much at this point. You guys have mentioned it before.
Yeah.
I guess I'm good at taking the hits as they come. Yeah? No? Okay. You're not very helpful today, Rob. You're just kind of sitting over there. I'm wondering what's going on in your head.
Know.
Yeah.
You're feeling what?
I don't know.
We're here to help you. What's going on?
Nothing.
No?
I'm just enjoying it.
You don't want to share?
No.
Okay.
It's not that kind of podcast.
It could
He doesn't
be.
have a dog, remember?
It could be right now. That's right.
He doesn't have a dog.
Well, we found out the other day that he I was trying to do a tribute for Robin Williams, and he was like, he's not with us anymore. So why would you do a tribute to him?
Just randomly out of nowhere.
I know, because sometimes I like to do random stuff, Rob, and you have to deal with it. All right. One of the new things that we brought on the show is at the end of the interview, we like to ask somebody, do you remember the ice bucket challenge thing that they had? Like where you do it and then you challenge somebody else
to come. Yeah.
So who would you like to challenge to come on WKRP? Because you were worried about coming on. I'm gonna share with other people.
I was like, do they all want to just listen about me? And that's why I thought maybe more people with dog businesses. But yeah.
But now you're thinking, oh yeah, this was
fun.
This was good. I did good. You did good. You did
I
great.
just want to warn everyone out there, though.
What's that?
Just watch a couple of episodes because
That is very true.
there is no structure to this.
Right.
Don't come
Did
on
you
thinking.
have expectations? Had you seen any of the
I
episodes?
did watch the
Have no
episode
expectations.
Of the, Lennon
Mike, the Alpine Confections.
Alpine, yep.
Yeah,
Well,
you see?
that was a good one to have an example of lack of structure.
To make you realize that there is no goal.
I was waiting for my
this.
beer. Actually, no, I'm kidding.
It's a good point.
Because they had, didn't they?
Had one job.
What time is it?
One job, and he
I'm
failed
just
miserably. But you know what? We'll go ahead and make sure before we end the show to give them credit.
We do normally
Pomona.
have Pomona beer in here.
Pomona, thank you for being our beer sponsor.
Yeah.
Another recent sponsor. Want to thank them as well, and they're very much a pet-friendly, dog-friendly brand. Rent-A-Car Montrose, where you can rent a Subaru of your choice. Get the car that you rent, and no extra fill-up fees. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
MontroseRentalCar.com. MontroseRentalCar.com.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think I just did it right. I did it correctly. Otherwise, they won't pay for that spot. It's fine.
I'm not sure that's right.
Before we go, do the website, Elite Dog Walking.
EliteDogWalkingCO.com for
and
Colorado.
you're on Facebook, right?
I
Just
am.
Elite Dog Walking.
Elite Dog Walking, yep.
Yeah.
And you have packages as well.
So I do 15, 30, and 45-minute dog walks. People can just do a la carte. So I just had a client the other day. Their husband was having surgery up in Junction and like, oh my gosh, I need to get my dog out. I can't be gone all day. So I do that, a la carte. But most of my clients, I would say 95% of them book a package. So 20 walk package, and then they can, use those up to 3 months. So use those 20 walks however they want to. And that's what most people do.
So what's the best way to appreciate you in the future when we're all driving by and we see you out
Honk,
there?
please.
Is it
Yes.
honking?
Yeah.
I'm always nervous to honk at
okay.
people
Yeah,
that I
just a
see
little
that
toot,
know.
toot,
Well, toot, toot. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin's
So
got the weirdest
Spencer,
look
when you're
on his
asking me, Spencer Graham with the hydrant doggy daycare would be cool to have him come in and tell his story, and his wife, and they've got some couple businesses. So
Okay, you got to look
guess-
over here.
Yeah.
This is camera. You got to tell Spencer himself.
Spencer, you need to come and have an interview. Tell him all about yourself, and that'd be great. So
Spencer,
you're
you've been
on.
challenged.
You've been challenged.
You've been challenged.
I just realized that the last episode we recorded,
Was it the
somebody
last
did
one?
that.
Did
They called some people out, and we have not reached out to them.
No.
Who did they call out?
They've got to reach out to us.
It was,
It was from Delta. Ty did it.
Ty
You're
Garber.
messing up the whole
I'm
time
messing
as
up
a construct.
the timeline.
Yeah. This is like multiverse stuff here.
Yeah.
You don't know if this was this.
Can
this
I say
year,
one
was
more
it-
thing that I do?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So because I always was trying to think of outside the box besides just dog walking. So I'm also a pet attendant for a wedding, and I actually have a call coming up with a bride and groom in September. They're getting married up at Alpine in Telluride. So I'll take their dogs during the ceremony and take them down the aisle, do the first look photography. That's kind of a big thing. So a lot of people come out here to get married, and they bring their dogs, and they want them part of it because they're the fur babies and they're the family. So I will take care
Born
of
in
their...
sin, those fur babies, though. Obviously.
So just one more service I offer.
Joe Hendricks.
Yeah.
Joe Hendricks of Elope Telluride. I feel like that would be a thing that maybe talk about partnering up on different.
Oh, I know Joe and
concept.
Rhonda very well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jill, thank you for being on WKRP.
Well,
it was fun.
great. It was fun.
It's good. See, that was.
Yeah.
I bet that went faster than you thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Definitely.
checked her watch.
How long was it?
Just now.
Now I feel like I should.
It's like 45 minutes.
I know.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, that's about as long as we normally go.
Yeah.
But it does go quickly.
It does go quickly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody out there, this has been another episode of WKRP. We'll talk to you soon. Don't forget, give us a call, 970-316-3162. Don't give us a call. Rob hates it when you call. You can text that
I don't
number.
answer the calls. So do what you like.
He
but
doesn't. He doesn't. Or go to WKRPmontrose.com and see all of the episodes that we've recorded so far with all the amazing people. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining us.